38 years ago, I had my first ever experience of sim racing. The year was 1985. I was just 5 years old. I didn't know it at the time, but Formula One Simulator on the ZX Spectrum was about to start a lifelong fascination with racing games. I spent hours and hours on it as a child. I couldn't get enough of it. Fast forward to 2023, that's 4 decades, and it is incredible to see how far sim racing has come. We've got these stunningly realistic recreations of our favourite tracks. We've got countless cars, we've got wheels, we've got gear sticks, we've got pedals, and we can jump online and race against anyone, anywhere in the world, anytime we like. Now, if you told 5-year-old me that back in 1985, my mind would have been blown. It is insane. So whenever I fire up iRacing, ACC or any of my other sims at the moment, I try never to take it for granted. But it did get me thinking, how would Formula One Simulator on the ZX Spectrum hold up today? Would I enjoy it as much now as I did all those years ago? Well, we're gonna find out, because I'm going back nearly 40 years to fire up my first ever sim racing game, and I'm gonna give it the full CR sim racing treatment. Live commentary, the lot. Here's my first problem though, my rig. I don't think I'm going to have much use for this today, but if you thought that Formula One Simulator back in 1985 didn't come without its own steering wheel, you would be wrong. You are not going to believe the setup recommended by the makers of this game, Mastertronic. Now, I've downloaded an original version of the instructions found inside the cassette box. Yeah, that's right, kids. Games used to be on tape. Anyway, I've downloaded these instructions, and this is what Mastertronic have got to say. Now, bear in mind that the controls for steering left and right are keys 5 and 6 at the top of the keyboard, but this is what it says in the official instructions. We've got several options for controls to choose from: keyboard, Kempston joystick, Fuller joystick, etc, etc. But then option 6, steering wheel. This is sounding promising until we read what they say. Okay, steering wheel. Use a sellotape tin or similar object about 4.5 inches in diameter and 1 inch deep. Hold it at the top and position it at the centre of the top row of keys so that it nestles against the ridge at the back. Roll it to the left or right with moderate pressure to steer. To begin with, a rocking motion on the wheel, use that term loosely, may help get the feel of the car. Well, for today, it's goodbye Thrustmaster TX. Hello, sellotape. Okay, so I've got rid of the rig, and instead I've got everything I need to go sim racing in 1985, namely a keyboard, albeit a Bluetooth one. We'll skip over that question of authenticity for now. And of course, to go with the keyboard, I've got my steering wheel, the trusty sellotape. So let's see how we go. Now, I'm using a ZX Spectrum emulator for the PC called Spectaculator. It's brilliant fun. I'd thoroughly recommend it. If you, like me, used to play Spectrum games back in the day and you want to trip down memory lane, this is a great way of doing it. It's an easy way to turn your PC into a ZX Spectrum. So let's fire up Formula One Simulator and see how we get on. Now we're going for authenticity here, so we're loading it the way it used to load. This is what we used to have to go through when you loaded a game from a tape cassette. 3 minutes, appalling noise to bear with, and loads of flashing lights. It's not going to be good viewing, 3 minutes of watching this, so let's skip forward. Okay, here we are. The game's loaded, and this is the first screen we're presented with. It's the chance to choose our controls, and there we have it, option 6. I said it earlier, steering wheel. So let's see what we can do with our sellotape. And the first thing we can do is scroll through the tracks. Let's see what the track selection is like here. We start with Silverstone, a very classic looking Silverstone, my favourite layout, by the way. Brands Hatch doesn't look much different. I think we might go with that one. Brands Hatch is one of my favourite tracks, so unless we see a better one, this might be the option. Monaco, blimey, I don't think I'm going to be trying that. Hockenheim, an old-fashioned Hockenheim as well. I think that might take me about probably 2 hours to get around. Osterreichring, Kyalami, Zolder, Paul Ricard. Good track selection, actually. Monza, classic Monza. Zandvoort, probably without the banks. Oh, I'm back to Silverstone again. So yeah, okay, let's go for Brands Hatch. My favourite track. Let's see what we can do. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. I've got my wheel in hand. We're about to go qualifying. The lights are red. It's 1 lap around Brands Hatch, so we are underway. Where can we put it on the grid? Now we're going down towards Paddock Hill Bend. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Ooh, tricky. Back on the gas. We've got through Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Now we're going down the hill, up into Druids. Hard on the brakes, round onto the grass already. Try and slow it down and get it turned in. Oh no, we've binned it. We've binned it. Oh, my wheels come off as well. Right, let's try that again and concentrate this time. I don't want to be running wide onto the grass because it's game over straight away. Right, just about to go green. And we're underway. So we made it to Druid's Hairpin the last time. Let's see if we can actually make it a 4-way round. Again, I'm looking for Paddock Hill, hard on the brakes, turning it in gently. Back on the gas. Up the hill, right, here's Druids. Don't run wide. We clipped the grass on the outside last time. Ooh, turn it in a bit sharp. I don't want to clip the grass on the inside either. And now down the hill to Graham Hill Bend. Now this is a tricky turn at the best of times. So let's, oh, we're going to run on the grass again. I thought we were going to stack it. We're okay though. Along the down, back straight. Hard on the brakes. We're going to leave the Indy circuit now. We're going to climb up over the brow of the hill and then surge down Pilgrim's Drop on the gas then. Here we go. Third gear. 130 mile an hour up to fourth. I am cheating. I'm using auto gears here. I'm not an octopus. There's only so many buttons I can press at the same time. Into Hawthorns. Get on the gas. So right in the back part of the track now. Through the forest. What's this? Is this Westfield? I've sort of lost bearings, but yeah, I think that's Westfield. And then we're going to go down the dip and up over the hill into Sheen Curve. So it should be another right turn here. Brake again into the right turn. Yeah, this is Sheen Curve. And then a left-hander. So yeah, this is the last left-hander. If we could just get through this one without clipping the grass on the inside. Back on the gas. So yeah, we're coming down to clearways now. We're going to finish a qualifying lap, so we are going to get onto the grid at least, unless I stack it in clearways. Been known to do that in iRacing a few times through clearways. One final burst of acceleration then. We've put it 7th on the grid. Out of how many I've got? Oh, the race has started. That was quick. So yeah, well, we're down to 8th already from that start, but I don't know how many are on the grid. You can actually see cars in the mirror, look. That's a nice little touch. And there are braking markers over to the left. Hard on the brakes into Paddock Hill. Oh, we've been overtaken. We're down to 9th. And I can't see any cars in the mirror either, so maybe there are just 9 on the track. Druids for the first time. Oh, we're clipping the grass on the inside. Try not to stack it. Back on the gas. We've lost touch of everyone. Where have they all gone? Right, Graham Hill Bend, brake again, turn to the left, not too hard. Oh, this is hard work. I think we might just be having another practice lap. Oh, we can see someone. We might be able to challenge after all. We're in 9th position, but we've got 8th in our sights now. If we can get a good exit up this hill and down the Pilgrim's Drop. Oh, we're reeling him in. We've got some tow. We'll move over. Oh, he's weaving. He is weaving. We move over to the left. We've got him. There's another. Oh, wait a minute. We're up to first. We over to. Oh no! Oh, stacked it. Race over. Well, I've got to admit that was a lot of fun, but if I wanted to make a video where I actually finished the race, I think I would have been here all day and probably all night too. It really was that difficult. But yeah, I was actually surprised with how much I enjoyed playing that then. And I was also surprised about how much detail there actually was. Given that this game is nearly 40 years old, you could see the cars behind you in your wing mirrors. You could see brake markers to the left and the right. The track was pretty accurate. We all know Brands Hatch well. And yeah, you know, I knew where the corners were coming. They were pretty on point. So yeah, really impressed. So yeah, this trip back to the 80s has been a proper good laugh, actually. To be honest, I think I might go and watch some Dukes of Hazzard now, maybe an A-team or two. But yeah, please do let me know what the first sim racing game you ever tried was. I'd be keen to hear, because also I'm quite tempted to try a few, if I'm honest. If you've got any recommendations, let me know the game that first got you hooked on playing this wonderful racing world that we've got. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you back on a grid that's probably a little bit more well presented than the one today. Cheers for watching.